Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Are we doing very, very well? Have you seen the trailer for the Northman? Oh God. Now, in all honesty, I would now like to be showing you the trailer for the Northman by the great director Robert Eggars from The Witch, from Lighthouse, and we'll discuss this. But I can't. I was going to do it on this new camera. I've got that sort of split screen thing, the dual camera thing going, and it's great. And I've barely ever used it. I know. I think I used it once, maybe twice, and I thought, oh, this would be a great one. I'll show that trailer. And well, I can't because I need to be able to film a screen with it. But because it's Christmas time, Mrs. Kilt-Man's working from home, and she's converted the bridge of the good ship Kilty into her office, so I can't use the screen in there. And the really big screen in the room behind this wall here, the big screen, is being used to watch, well, my daughter's having a Captain Jack Sparrow festival at the moment, so I can't use that either. Damn it. But anyway, but we can still talk about it. We can use the power of it, of our imaginations. Robert Eggars, The Witch, The Lighthouse. Yeah, these are very strange, very singularly visionary sort of movies by a director and a writer that breaks all the boundaries, doesn't really care what you think is meant to happen. He deconstructs linear narrative, and both those films are fantastic. He's done a few earlier movies too, which I've not actually seen, but The Witch I loved. I know the thing about The Witch is that people you either love it or loathe it, but I know as many people that love it as loathe it. Now with The Lighthouse, filmed in black and white, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, in the eponymous Lighthouse, I reviewed it. I did a great big review of that. I'll put the link below. I don't know anyone that loved it, but I know millions that loathed it. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. And I'd known that Robert Eggars was going to do a Viking epic story. And so I couldn't wait for it. I thought, well, we knew this a long time ago. And you've always got like Mel Gibson, the mighty Mel is forever saying, I've got my Viking epic which I want to get on screen. Well, I'm afraid that long ship has since departed. All Mad Mel does now is incessant, ceaseless independence, low budget crime thrillers. That's all he does. But I still love to see him in stuff anyway. And now he's talking about doing Lethal Weapon 5. But the sad passing of Richard Donner, they still want to get Lethal Weapon 5 off the ground. I've discussed it before, and Gibbo wants to direct it. Gibbo was a great director. Gibbo's vision of a Viking movie would be incredibly brutal, bloodthirsty, carnage rife, a slaughterfest, and my God, I'd be there day one. But I think that's not, in the offing now at all. I don't think anyway. But in the meantime, we have The Northman. The Northman is Robert Eggers' biggest movie to date, and it certainly seems to be a large-scale affair. Watch the I'll put the link to the trailer as well down below, if I remember. I always say this, I'll put the link below, and I always never remember to do so. But you can be creative. YouTube is your guide. Just put in, the Northman trailer. You'll find it. Dead simple. And it's much bigger. And from the trailer, certainly far more linear and more mainstream, given what we know of Robert Eggars and his normal kind of thing. I mean, The Witch, is it a horror film? Well, it is, but it's also not. It's a psychological, historical document. The Lighthouse, is it a horror film? Well, yes, but it's also a psychedelic, quasi-mental collapse with lots of ultra bizarrity going on. They're not definable movies. Sorry, I've just seen something in the corner of the frame, and it's It's Roxy the Wonder Dog is here. Hello, Roxy. Looking rather fat there, rather rotund. It's just the camera angle and the way she's bunched her little fairy body up in the corner of the city. But yeah, he has this kind of strange, unorthodox approach to movie making. And when you see the trailer for The Northman, it's massively, it's big, it's epic, it's action-packed. You've got big stars in there. You've got a huge cast as well. And this is another thing. The Lighthouse only had about 2 people in it. That was it. The Witch only had, well, I don't know, about 6, maybe 7. And a goat. A very strange goat at that. So it looks like he's going more mainstream. He's actually going like, well, hang on a minute. My stuff really doesn't really float with, you know, big budget sort of productions. So if I want to get the big money and tell a big story, I'm going to have to like make some adjustments to my style. But then again, a trailer is a trailer, you know, and it shows all the best bits, although it does look massively sort of linear, and we've got a direct, you know, connected story. And the story is you have a Viking princeling played by Alexander Skarsgård, who I love. I think he's great. From a great Scandinavian acting, you know, fraternity. You know, there's an empire in that family. His dad, his brother, both act as well. And I think his brother was meant to be in this, but this film got delayed because of COVID. I'm sorry, folks. I hate to bring that up there. That the C word. When the C word I want to mention is Conan the Barbarian. You'll see why. But Bill Skarsgård was meant to be in this, but apparently that whilst most of the cast and crew had already gone out and done some principal shooting, and then they got shut down for a bit because of COVID, but then went back. Other contractual obligations, Bill Skarsgård couldn't return or couldn't get out there in the first place, so he's not actually in the movie, so far as I know. And so anyway, but Alexander Skarsgård, he's bulked up, he's brawny as hell, the hair's long, he's got the beard, and he's a pure Viking. Now, if you remember Legend of Tarzan, which came out, 2015, a much maligned movie, Alexander Skarsgård played Tarzan. I am a big fan of that movie. It's not great, but it's bloody good fun. I'm a massive fan of Tarzan, the entire legend and story, and I've got all the novels, the Edgar Rice Burroughs novels. I've got all the comic books. I've got many movie versions of it, and I did enjoy what Skarsgård brought to it, like, and the brawn and the bulk, chiseled. He looked the part, and the film only failed because, well, the writing let it down, and the ending was rushed. They ran out of time and ran out of money, so the ending was a complete and utter stampede. Now, if you've seen the film, you'll know exactly what I mean. But that was not meant to be the ending. But I still do have a lot of affection for that film. And you've got Margot Robbie as Jane, pre Harley Quinn, and she's great in this as well. So to see him now beefed up again, and he seems to have the Tom Hardy approach to, like, you know, bulk and sort of size. His neck is out, his back comes up like that. The arms aren't huge, but it's the back, it's the shoulders, it's the trapezius, and that's what Tom Hardy does, and it's a very intimidating sight. So, what is the plot of The Northman? Well, it's Hamlet, or should I say, what is it now? Amleth. Amleth is a Viking saga, a vocal saga told down the ages. Then it became a poem, and it's obviously there's many variations of it in literature. And Hamlet by Shakespeare is a take on Amleth. Amleth is a princeling who, as a small child, his father comes back home, it's his kingdom, And, one day, son, this kingdom will be yours. And he's got a lovely wife as well, his queen. But this guy, this king, his own brother betrays him. So the little lad's uncle betrays them and slays his brother and takes the lad's mother as his own bride. And the poor lad has to well, where am I in all this? Yeah, in the original Scandinavian Viking Nordic tale, he feigns madness, he feigns craziness, but it really is plotting and scheming about how he's going to get revenge on this guy, his uncle, and all of his people, all of his men at arms. And it's a very long sort of saga, a very long poem, and he does get his revenge. Shakespeare took this and made Hamlet, the Danish prince and all that. And funny how Mel Gibson comes back into this, because Mel Gibson played Hamlet for Franco Zeffirelli way back in 1990, was it? Something like that. And it wasn't a bad version as well, as Hamlet goes. But so the story of the Northman is exactly that. The young Alexander Skarsgård, he's a little young lad, and meets his father again, who's been off raiding everywhere, taking new lands. His father, played by Ethan Hawke. Yes, Ethan Hawke, who's never given a bad performance. Right from the likes of White Fang and Dead Poet Society. He's only got better and better and better and better again and again. And I love him. And he plays the father. I forget the name of the father. It's all Viking stuff, like. And the queen, the mother, his wife, is Nicole Kidman. So he comes back home, son, one day this kingdom will be yours. But then the brother arrives, and the brother is played by, Claes Bang. I've got it all written down here. Claes Bang. Folks, Claes Bang played Dracula in the BBC Mark Gatiss Stephen Moffat travesty, which came out in 2020, which a 3-episode slog, which the first episode was great. The second episode had great moments in it. The third episode completely unraveled everything and made it an absolute travesty, which I completely lambasted on this channel. Go find. It's a rant and a half. But he's a commanding presence though. Klaus, however you pronounce it, Bang. And he seems to be playing the brother, the uncle, who does come in and slay the father in front of this young lad. And then he takes Nicole Kidman as his bride and takes over the kingdom. So the lad, according to the trailer, seems to get banished or banishes himself. You see him rowing out, and he's saying, "Father, I will avenge you. Mother, I will save you. And uncle, I will fucking kill you." And the little lad rows out from the rocky outcropping, goes out to the stormy seas, and then in the little montage, the way you get in the trailer, that little lad becomes the big, brawny, bearded Alexander Skarsgård rowing on a longship. And it clearly seems to denote Conan the Barbarian. That's why I'm playing Conan the Barbarian. I had a playlist. If I was going to do this video back in my usual workstation, I had a playlist amassed of all Viking music, and from the TV show Vikings, from the Russian and Scandinavian co-production from 2015 called Vikings, which is interesting. The trailer makes it look fantastic, and I couldn't wait to see it. I really, really couldn't wait to see it. And when I finally got a copy of it, it's hard to get hold of. It was nowhere near as good as I thought it was going to be. A lavishly mounted production, a cast of gazillions, enormous locations, and so much photography. But all the action and all the excitement the trailer put across is very few and far between, and over and done with in seconds. But I had music from that playing as well. But now all you've got, I'm afraid, is Conan the Barbarian. But it is perfectly fitting with this plot. Conan loses his mother and his father, then plots, he goes off as a slave, gets trained up, beaten, abused, but becomes stronger, harder, more hard-bitten, and he will come back for vengeance against those who slew down his own family and ransacked his kingdom. And this is exactly what the plot is from, I always forget this, Hamlet, the original Nordic tale, and Hamlet. It's the same plot, only Robert Eggars has taken this, the inspiration from Hamlet, and possibly Conan as well. So the little lad sails out, becomes a man full of brawn, full of vigour, goes to another land. I think he comes to Britain. Now I could be wrong on this. Looking at the sort of Saxon helmets, the people that, why have you come to this land? And he's getting abused and like gets an oar on his back and they drag him onto the beach. They look like Britons. So he's gone to Britain, he learns to fight, becomes some kind of champion, I don't know. But he will go back to his land and he will go back for vengeance against Claes Bang as his villainous uncle. And the action, which seems to be in this movie, looks absolutely amazing. It really does. Big battle scenes. You've got Alexander Skarsgård again with the neck muscles, just like steel cords coming down, topless, tattooed, long haired, legging it into battle, leaping off battlements and taking out riders 30-40 foot below him, knocking them off their horses. There's a guy with an axe taking a guy off a horse, all in one shot. There's another great sequence as well in the trailer where there's obviously a pitched battle about to take place, and our hero, whose name I don't know in the film itself, our hero of, our king of vengeance, and his men are all amassed on some kind of hillock, and suddenly like a spear comes flying at them, and he catches it, and this goes and throws it back all in one take. Oh yes, fucking yes. Robert Eggars has never done action before. In his films, he's had scenes of high tension, suspense, horror, psychological dementia, and complete unhinged activities, fighting, skirmishing between a couple of people. But it's never pitched battles. That's not been shown at all. Here, you've got big battles by the looks of things, and a cast of hundreds, certainly. And let's have a look at the rest of the cast, because Robert Eggars does this thing as well, which I do like. He seems to use a select family of actors. In The Witch, he had, when is it now? Ralph Ineson playing the father, and Scottish actress Kate Dickie, from Game of Thrones and from Prometheus and many other things as well. And she's in there as well. So those two, she was the mother in The Witch. So those two are returning in this. But also, oh God, Anya Taylor-Joy from Last Night in Soho, a film I celebrated big time, which I'm still yet to do the full review of it, but it's take away for it, it's awesome. And she's outstanding in that. She's also in The Witch. And if you go back a few years before that, she's in a really, really, really lousy Viking movie called Viking Quest with dragons, which is deplorable beyond belief. But at least she's got some background with Viking stuff. So you've got those. They were all in The Witch, and now they're in this. From The Lighthouse, you've got Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin, Sergeant Elias. Willem Dafoe, oh my God, brilliant. No idea who he's playing. Don't know. Good guy, bad guy, don't know. Couldn't tell you. I think he's a good guy though. You've also got, Nicole Kidman, as I say. You've got Björk, Scandinavian pop pixie. Björk is in there. Little screechy queen. And she's playing what they've termed as the CRS. It's a bit of a I'm not sure I like that terminology, because whether you're male or female, you're a seer. And if you look at it's at HBO's The Vikings, which is an outstanding show, and we're going to get a sequel series is coming out in a few months' time. But yeah, Bjorn Ironside, come on, Rollo, it's just great stuff. Well, they had a seer, a deformed, seer who's mystical, and what that show did, it embraced the mysticism, the supernatural qualities, the occult, the worship, the paganistic worship of other gods that the Vikings had, and there were mystical visions, which were they real, were they just dreams, and it blurred that line. Well, I can guarantee you now that Robert Eggars in his movie The Northman is going to do exactly the same thing. So sadly for him, it won't be revolutionary, because we know that's what he does anyway. He blurs that line between reality and fantasy with a psychological bent to it. But we've seen that already in the show Vikings. So, but that's not, I'm not knocking it at all. That's what I want to see. And clearly in the trailer, you see plenty of what could be visions, what could be, omens, just lots of weirdness, as well as what is clearly a very strong linear narrative to this story. So, looks like we're going to get the best of both worlds here. We're going to get what people who celebrate Robert Eggars' work, what they know and love about The Witch and The Lighthouse, especially. We're going to get plenty of that, possibly, but you're also going to get like a big full-blown action epic to satisfy the masses who have been weaned for the last few years on the show Vikings. So I think you can't lose with this one. I really think it looks amazing. The photography is, from what you can see from the trailer, is truly sumptuous, absolutely incredible. I say the casting looks great, the action looks amazing, brutal. One has to think back to Mads Mikkelsen in Valhalla Rising, which I loved until the end, and then you think like, shit, we went through all this. You're joking, aren't you? Is that it? I know people love the ending of Valhalla Rising, but I don't. I just wanted a hell of a lot more than that. Frustrated. What was his name who did that? Renning. What was his name? He did Drive and Only God Forgives. I forgot his name now. Ryan Gosling's, major director. What's his name? What is it? No, I can't quite hear you. Sorry, I know you shouted it to me, but I can't quite hear you. But he did Valhalla Rising, and Nicholas Winding Refn. Yeah, I did hear you after all. Nicholas Winding Refn, and it's an oddity, and for the most part, it's a fantastic oddity. Very brutal, very surreal, very brooding, very dark, very hypnotic. But it does just lose it at the end, I think. But this has all the hallmarks of being epic, grand, brutal, fabulous, surreal in places, I hope, and historically important and valid. And it does look that way. It does look like they're not really, making it fantastical for the sake of it. They're going to have the visions and the dreams and the omens of the gods and the CRS. Just a seer. But Bjork, it'd be nice to see Bjork in this actually. So you've got some great female cast members, and you've got a great male ensemble there as well. So this is looking great. As I say, folks, I'd love to actually have the trailer here, and I've done like we'll do like this little thing, and I'll be reacting to it. See that bit there? Look at this. Oh, the way he does that. Oh, wow. Like, and look at this. Oh, listen to the music here. I'd love to be doing that, but I can't. But we can listen to the fabulous music from Basil Poledouris for Conan the Barbarian, raw, primal, ancient, an alternate history, you know, the Hyborian age. And this film does seem to hark back very, very much. I've seen other forums, people going like, oh, it's just Conan, it's just a Conan story. Yeah, but the Conan story that they made, that John Milius made with Arnold Schwarzenegger, is Hamlet, and Hamlet, it's that story. And if it's a time-honoured tale, be they princeling, be they just, I don't know, just a young scrote, they lose their mum and dad. The Sword and the Sorcerer did it as well. So many films have done this. The kid loses their parents. Batman's done it as well. For fuck's sake, Batman did it, you know. And he's got little Viking, no, their ears aren't, not horns. But, so this is a time-honoured sort of scenario. The kid loses the mother and father and gets cast aside, cast out, but then comes back for revenge, builds himself up, learns the arts of vengeance and violence. Awesomeness. Yeah, this has got Kilt-Man's name all over this. I'm a massive fan of the show Vikings. I love all the old vintage movies. Tony Curtis and oh god, who else is it? Spartacus. Who's the other guy? Spartacus. Why is my memory just completely gone? You know who I mean. And I've forgotten his name. But the Vikings was with Ernest Borgnine as well. Was absolutely amazing. And of course the 13th Warrior. Oh, Jesus. Still perhaps my favourite Viking movie or Viking drama that I've ever seen. I've reviewed it. That's out there. Go find that as well. The 13th Warrior is just an incredible movie. So anyway, folks, this is a rambling, prattling slice of absolute Viking slavished embroidery, and I've done enough. So I've just seen the whiskey, but yeah, can't wait for it. So let me know what you think. Look at the trailer. If I do think on, I'll put the link below, but it's freely available all over YouTube. So Skarsgård is good, looks the part, and instead of like Arnold Schwarzenegger sort of just muscle upon muscle upon muscle, which you'd never have had, he seems to have gone through, and I do this because I do study how actors get into shape for movies, and although it's horrible to admit, but even the likes of one of my heroes, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, who always looks amazing when he bulks up, but he has a few medical assistances in bulking up, which is known. It's known. I'm not like going, casting aspersions. No, he does. He has. But you've got a limited prep time for a movie, and you've got to look like a cartoon comic book character with inflated bosoms, inflated biceps. You're going to have to take some special sort of supplements, shall we say. But Skarsgård looked huge. Not so much huge, but very, very strong in Tarzan. And I say, what makes someone look strong isn't necessarily the arms or the triceps, big mighty forearms. What you need to have is a trim waist. Your abs cut in, always looks good. Your chest doesn't have to be out there, but nice and chiseled. But what you need, that shape, and from behind that shape, and like your shoulder, your neck comes down like that, shoulders come out like that, and your back is out. Oh my god, that's the look of pure strength, and he seems to have nailed that. Although you know with Alexander Skarsgård, he does look different. He does look barbaric, and it's what the role calls for, doesn't it? Ethan Hawke is Nicole Kidman, Bjork, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson, Kate Dickie. Looking on the cast list as well, you've got there's a female cast member whose name is Ineson as well. Now I'm wondering if that's a relation to Ralph Ineson. I suppose it must be. Would it be a daughter? Would it be a sister? I don't know. Someone Ralph, let me know. But it's good to see, good British actors there. But it's clearly an international cast as well, which, really, really international. Americans, Australians, British, Scandinavians. Fantastic. I can't wait. 22nd of April 2022. That's when it comes out. It's from Regency, and I remember that The Witch got a spotty release in this country, and The Lighthouse was even worse. So you've got to see that at the flicks. You were fucking lucky to have seen that at the flicks. And then its Blu-ray release in the UK was delayed. Lost in the fog, obviously. But so I'm really hoping that this film does come out properly in the UK and probably worldwide theatrically, and then it comes out very quick time, very sharpish for home video as well. I don't want to have to go through any ridiculous waiting because it's termed as an art house film, which The Witch and The Lighthouse certainly were, suckered into that art house thing, which I don't think Robert Eggars minds, but it means that fans of his stuff in certain territories may have to wait to actually get to see this sort of thing. I heard rumours it was A24 he was doing this, and I fucking hope that they've not got their fingers in this pie, because The Green Knight, the film I was waiting for, I was going to say almost as much as Halloween Kills, but I was waiting for Halloween Kills probably more than this, and then Halloween Kills was shit, but The Green Knight was fantastic, but massively delayed in the UK. The whole fucking world, people on Mars had seen The Green Knight before. I bloody saw it, but it was worth waiting for. I've yet to cover that. I know. I will do. But I just hope that an art house action movie with Vikings in it by a renowned art house indie sort of visionary director does not get waylaid, as his previous films have been done. Put it out there. I mentioned A24 because I'd seen on some forums people saying, "Oh, A24 is involved in this." Well, I don't think they are. I've not seen them distributing this movie. It's Regency and some other company, but so I don't know. Focus Films, so I don't know. But they've both been involved with A24 in the past, so I think that's why people are thinking that it's an A24 production. But remains to be seen. Anyway, folks, there you go. There's a good half hour on a film which hasn't come out yet. But please comment below, let me know. Are you looking forward to this? Are you fans of The Witch? Did you watch the film The Lighthouse? Did you even watch my massively lengthy review of the film The Lighthouse? Probably not. Are you going to watch this? Are you interested? Are you arsed? It's Vikings. It's blood, slaughter, carnage. It's, it's ribald, naughtiness as well. Because, these guys, it was rape, pillage, all that kind of stuff. And obviously this guy, when he comes in and kills his brother, he does take his brother's wife, Nicole Kidman. And I think some of the plot might be that, does Nicole Kidman actually want to be saved from this relationship by her now renegade, vengeful son? Don't know. That's the beauty of it all. There's going to be a lot to discover with this, I hope. And with Eggars co-writing it as well, there'll be a lot of twists and turns and darkness and lots of doors open onto things which you may not understand. So, folks, The Northman is coming fairly soon. No, it's The Northman. Try again. Northman. Just adding too many syllables to it. Just can't get the Gregorian choirs these days, can you? Anyway, folks, I have been always Shelby Kilt-Man, so please, in the meantime, and this axe wielding, axe throwing, body eviscerating in between time, please keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all javelin catching. Laters! Vikings. Fucking Vikings. You can't trust them, can you?